How to ruin a car. Ring, ring, ring. I'm really excited about this one, guys. I am. I'm really excited. What's up, everybody? Jared from Lethal Performance. Hey, Team Lethal fans. We're next door here over at WBA Performance. We've got our 2020 Shelby GT500 carbon fiber track pack all ready to go. If you've been following us, you haven't seen much from this car because it's mainly stock, all right? From the beginning, really only modifications we've done to it or a Corsa Performance active exhaust catback, some tint, and a UPR catch can. So we're going right at it. No pulley, no ported supercharger, nothing like that. We're going straight for the big 3.8 liter Whipple Gen 5 in the house. We're doing some stainless works 2-inch headers. We've got a Lethal Performance Division X fuel system going on it, ID 1700 injectors, the whole shebang. So we're going from basically stock to insane. That's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna follow us along the way. We're gonna show you how it's done. How y'all feeling out there, guys? Team Lethal fans, you know how I'm feeling. Snicking like a snake. I'm a snake. And we're about to get rolling on our project car right here, Project No Name. That's our 2020 Shelby GT500. I've got all of the components laid out here, what we're gonna be installing on the car. This is awesome, seriously. Kid in a candy store, man. I love seeing all this stuff laid out nice. I'm gonna go over for you guys, for those who are interested. And if not, you can fast forward, but I know a lot of you guys like to see this stuff, so check it out. The first thing, the bad mamma jamma right there in custom powder coat Savannah Blue is the all new Gen 5 3.8 liter Whipple Supercharger kit. Basically, this thing's gonna pump a lot of air. It's got a massive inlet. It's got new rotor design, new rotor shaft design. We've got a 132 millimeter throttle body that's gonna be breathing through. This, again, is an upside down supercharger kit where the rotors are below. It forces the air up through the intercooler lid, which is right over there, and then back down. So that is actually a dual core, dual pass, patented intercooler design from Whipple. Heat soak is a thing of the past, all right? It's gone, no more. Bye-bye, bye-bye heat soak, all right? So you're gonna maintain all the power. You're not gonna lose any timing or anything like that from heat soak. That's the deal with this kit from Whipple, all right? There's a lot of components of this kit here laid out on the table. I'm gonna start moving myself from here over this way and go over each one of them, all right, for you guys? So the next thing we've got lined up over here is a whole bunch of components of the fuel system that we'll be running. This is gonna be the Lethal Performance triple pump fuel system, which features components from Division X as well as Aeromotive. And we're gonna top it off with some Injector Dynamics ID 1700 injectors. So we are running a couple of the options that we chose for this will again be the third pump upgrade. We're not running 2 pumps. We're gonna run 3 Walbro 465 liter pumps, which are rated for E85. We've also got our large Marge fuel filter. This is the larger design. It's got a stainless element, which is washable and E85 friendly. And we got all the bells and whistles for it. So the Whipple Supercharger kit comes with these really nice billet aluminum black anodized fuel rails. They use -8 ends on them, which is gonna be perfect. There's gonna be no restriction at the fuel rail, whereas some of the older kits use a -6. The 2020 GT500 kit is actually using -8 ends on it. We've got all of our pre-made hoses made by Fergola, which are awesome. These are actually PTFE interlined. There's a stainless weave on the outside, and then we've got this nice black vinyl coating on the outside of it. Again, they're all pre-made for you guys. You don't have to cut any hoses. You don't have to press any fittings on it or anything like that. And all of the hoses are cut and measured to length. So we've got a diagram that's going to show you where every hose goes, where it fits to each, fitting on the fuel rail, each fitting on the regulator, and the whole deal. So we're making life easy for you guys with these fuel systems as opposed to having to cut hose. And if you've ever watched a video of me, probably way back in 2010 where I was installing just standard push lock hoses from Fergola on their push lock hose, and I almost had an aneurysm doing it like, okay, you don't have to do that. We make life easy for you here with the Lethal Performance fuel systems. All right, this is what's gonna house the 3 pumps. This is our Division X triple pump fuel hat. It's designed for all of the 20 and 11 up Mustang GTs, as well as the 13 and 14 GT500 and the 2020 Shelby GT500. It houses up to 3 pumps, fits in the factory fuel tank perfect. Your factory level sender is gonna bolt up right here, so you're gonna have proper level sender reading on your fuel level gauge. In addition to that, we also have that siphon hose right here connection. So this is a saddle tank system from the factory where fuel is on both sides of the fuel tank. And while the fuel pump is running on the driver's side, it's actually drawing fuel through a siphon effect from the passenger side. So there is a hose that goes from that passenger side to the driver's side, and that's what's going to connect right there, so everything's going to run just like it did from the factory, except you got a lot more fuel. All right, moving on. Looks like we got over here some Stainless Works 2-inch long tube headers. These are full T304 stainless steel headers. They are TIG welded and mandrel bent to perfection. They're gonna fit awesome. They're gonna make a ton of power. That's why we chose to go with the 2-inch headers, get rid of those factory manifolds. We do have some friendly catalytic converters right here from Stainless Works as well. So that's gonna be friendly for the environment. Hey, hey. Next up, it looks like these are the BMR lowered motor brackets. These will allow us to lower the engine because the supercharger is so close. If you take a look over here to the strut tower brace, even in factory form, the size of that Whipple supercharger and the lid is so huge, it does sit higher. So what we're gonna do is lower the engine using these brackets about 1/2 inch to make that supercharger kit fit under the factory hood and the factory strut tower brace. What's cool about these motor mount brackets from BMR is that you can use an aftermarket motor mount or the factory motor mount. So if you want to have that factory like soft style motor mount to it, not have any NVH to it, these will allow you to do that. If you want to go with a higher durometer bushing or a solid motor mount, you can do it with these brackets as well. So we're going to drop it down 1/2 inch, get plenty of room, clear the blower to the hood and the factory strut tower brace, which a lot of people were asking about when this kit was in development. We've got the Whipple cold air intake kit for the car as well right here. We've got a high flow filter. Check that out, high flow, check it out. Woo! You can hear that? See, no restriction at all. I'm gonna blow through it one more time. That's there, see? Horsepower right there, that's what you want. High flowing. We've also got a 3D printed intake tube. This is pretty awesome. Whipple Superchargers actually has a 3D print machine at their factory in Fresno. This is what that tube is made from. Eventually, this will be sent off to Rotomold for production kits. So right now, we're gonna be using this 3D printed version, but it looks awesome to me. Perfect, right? Can you see me? Can you see me now? Can you see me, guys? Can you see me? Is there any restriction to this? Woo! Nope, not at all, not at all. Look at that. All right, there you have it. Check this out. Also, up here, a whole bunch of bags, like a bag lady. I'm a bag lady. I got a whole bunch of bags. We've got a whole bunch of hoses, which is going to be for the intercooler system routing. That means pretty much from the intercooler on top of the supercharger, that's going to go to your intercooler reservoir, as well as to the heat exchanger and to the intercooler pump. All of that stuff is right over here to help us install it. You know what I don't see over here, Pablo, is our dual pump, the intercooler pump thing, which I don't see. I don't see the dual intercooler pump thing, but we will also be installing, Whipple has a new upgraded intercooler pump, which actually piggybacks the factory intercooler pump to give massive amounts of flow. That's gonna give you even lower intake air temperatures on the supercharger side of things and help with heat soak. So not like these guys really need any help with the IAT problems because the new Whipples don't have any issues with those, but we're gonna install it anyways, all right? Thanks, Dusty, appreciate it. All right, the rest of the stuff up here is a whole bunch of clamps for the headers. We've also got a bag of goodies over here for the fuel system. These are the fittings and the bracket for the regulator. We've also got a remaining bag from Whipple Superchargers, which looks like a whole bunch of gaskets and O-rings. And we're gonna leave it up to the guys over at WBA Performance to figure it out. I have no instructions right now. Come on, Dustin, send us some instructions. I promise, we'll get you guys instructions, okay? These kits are not on sale yet, but it's possible by the time that this video is actually released, they will be available. So if you guys have any questions about the kit, feel free to give us a call, all right? 561-753-8105. Also, I love hearing all of your guys' comments. Please make sure to comment on these videos. If there's a question you'd like to ask, something you'd like to know, I don't even care if it's a trivia question, a sports question, anything, politics, I don't give a crap, all right? Just, send over your comment and we'll gladly reply to you guys. We love you guys and we're ready to get going on this install. Seriously, I'm feeling snack today and I'm ready to get rolling on this project, guys. So follow along as we get this car going from stock to crazy. So we've gone through all the components. What are we gonna do next? Where are we starting from? All right, what we're gonna do is actually drop the K-member to help us install the Stainless Works 2-inch headers. We're also gonna be installing the lowered motor mount brackets from BMR. And then we're gonna go to the back of the car. We're gonna install that triple pump fuel hat inside the tank with the fuel pumps. We're gonna run the lines, the fuel filter up into the engine bay. We're gonna mount the regulator, run all of the lines from the regulator to the billet fuel rails on the Whipple and back to the regulator, as well as that return line, install that supercharger, and then wrap it up with some custom tuning from our good friends over at Lund Racing. So stick around, guys. Project No Name is coming at you. So we're on to the installation of the Stainless Works 2-inch headers on our 2020 GT500. There's a few things that we've done to make the installation process a lot easier for us. The first thing is remove all of the plastics on the underside of the vehicle. That's going to give you better access to the bolts on the manifold as well as the steering shaft. We're going to separate the steering shaft from the knuckle. Then we're going to be removing the factory driver side engine bracket. Once that's removed, we have really good access to the factory manifold. Remove the factory manifold. Install the Stainless Works headers using the OEM gaskets and studs wherever possible. If you can't use a stud, then use one of the bolts that Stainless Works supplies. However, OEM gaskets and studs are always the best to use. Once we've reinstalled that Stainless Works 2-inch long tube header on the driver's side, we're going to install the BMR engine bracket at a 1/2-inch lowering point. We're going to button everything up on this driver's side and then move over to the passenger side and follow the same process to install the passenger side header. Oh, all right, guys, all right. We're here. We're back. We've got the header installed. The BMR engine bracket installed as well in a 1/2-inch lower position. Steering shaft is back in place. So the driver's side is pretty much all buttoned up. We're gonna move over to the passenger side and repeat the same process and install the Stainless Works header. And we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, guys. We're back over here working on the passenger side. In order to remove the factory manifold, we need to actually unbolt the AC compressor as well as remove the starter in order to get that manifold out. Now we've put the Stainless Works header up on the passenger side. We're going to reinstall the AC compressor and starter as well as the BMR engine lowering bracket to a 1/2 inch, and then we're going to button this side up. All right, we just wrapped up part 1 of the install on our 2020 Shelby GT500. We've got the Stainless Works 2-inch long tube headers paired up with the Corsa Performance catback system using their double XX pipe. We also installed the engine lowering brackets from BMR in anticipation of the Whipple Supercharger kit. So next part after this, we're going to be installing the fuel system from Lethal Performance in Division X. But first, let's have a listen. I've never named this car. I've just called it, like even in my Ford Pass, I call it No Name. Yeah. Just keep talking. Motherfuckers, I'm f***ing sick of this mic bullshit. I'm about to f***ing go crazy and smash this f***ing mic on the ground and f***ing fire everyone because I was in a good sneaky mood before. Well, I was in a good mood, Pobbs, until you put me in a bad mood. Not checking the goddamn mics again, Pobbs. Man. I mean, this could be Project Sneaky Snake.
Project Sneaky Snake?
I don't know. Snack?
Are you Mike?
No, not yet. Dude, I'm brain dead right now. Do I look brain dead?
I mean, you always look brain dead.
Not as much as you did yesterday.
Also true.